Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Vortix versus Hawk. This game taking place here on Echo Isle. This game pulled from the DreamHawk WarCraft 3 Open for fall, and we'll see what these players will be bringing to the table. Vortix spawning over here on the top left-hand side of the map as the red undead player. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Hawk spawning as the yellow human. Yellow versus red, human versus undead in this 1v1 matchup. Yes, so I'm trying not to follow all of the patch changes on the PTR right now. It seems like they're making changes and then they're reversing some changes. They're really trying to find a good balance on where they want WarCraft 3 to be. They had made air a little bit cheaper, then they increased it. They had made adjustments to Unholy Aura. They're making changes all across the board, and to try and keep track of the changes, it's a little bit of information overload. Let's say that, like trying to remember which patch it was and whether or not a particular playtest realm patch change actually makes it live. Once we finally do go live, would be more confusing. So I'll study the patch notes in depth once they are finalized. Thank you for the file. Good that it takes a lot of time. Rushed out patches were not the best. Keeper of the Grove patch. Well, Keeper of the Grove is still a very popular hero, and overall, the question also becomes whether or not the professional players are playing on playtest realm. And this is a little bit of a catch-22, right? The professional players, the big names like the Moons, the Thos, I almost said Sky. Well, I'm living in 2005. Yeah, and Fly, right? Infi, the La Layette, those players in the world, you really want their opinions on the patch. However, those players are also preparing for major tournaments out there, and they need to test out different strategies and make sure that they understand how the game is properly played. It would be like what professional, what's a game that has very technical rules? And you know what, I can't even make a proper analogy to one of the major sports in the world, aside from changing the dimensions of a soccer or football pitch and saying this is what we're planning to do in 2 years from now. Can you let me know how it changes, like passes and corner kicks and throw-ins? How does all of that get affected? They'll be like, no, we have this season for us to prepare for this league. Ask some of the other players to look into it. Anyways, with that analogy properly butchered, let's go ahead and take a look at Vortix setting up a Haunted Mine first, followed by this Ziggurat. Normally the Ziggurat is placed down first so that you can get a Nerubian tower up and kind of protect this haunted gold mine. That is not happening right now, as this Footman is getting in a lot of damage on this haunted gold mine as it is getting constructed. And this is almost a little bit of a bait, saying, Vortix, you need to deal with this, when, well, you can see that Hawk is in fact setting up his own expansion at the same time. Tennis, maybe changing rules there would be pretty massive. Yeah, that's true. Changing the rules, saying that if they all of a sudden said a let serve is considered in play as opposed to a reserve, that would, people would be like, okay, let me try to practice letting more so that it throws my opponent off guard, as we see a footman finishing off that ghoul there. All right, a little bit of an engagement. Archmage seeing out level 3, Talisman of Evasion right there. Forestral Berserker joining in on the fight as well. Has to be very careful. High damage indeed, as we're going to see another ghoul get taken down. Vortix losing a lot of units right now as he's trying to chase after, and he finally gets to take down that one Forestral Shadow Priest, but at what cost right now, as he has lost a large number of ghouls. He has given the Archmage almost level, getting very close to level 4 right now. As you can see damage is just adding up as well. All right, in comes across all of these units. We're going to see a whole bunch of low hit point units come back across. Archmage should be able to get some easy damage right there, as that scout tower looks like it is going to get canceled out. All right, there's that cancellation. There's the canceled upgrade, as damage is still adding in. More damage can still be added up here, trying to finish off some of these low hit point skeletal minions. Ghoul could get taken down. Double water elementals in position right there. We're going to see another unit get taken down. Archmage very close to level 4, may be able to get there off of just these skeletal minions here. One more shot is all that you need, and then we may see another water elemental as well. All right, more damage adding in. Town Hall dropping in terms of hit points very quickly. Another water elemental now dropped back down, as we see finally that cancellation. All right, Vortix. Well, Vortix was able to get the cancellation on his opponent's expansion, but at what cost? He has given his opponent Hawk a level 4 Archmage at the 5-minute and 20-second mark, which means that, well, water elementals will be flooding in to this expansion and trying to put pressure of their own. Seems like there is a nice and healthy balance between Cryptlord and Death Knight first for undead. I think each will play an important role. I think there actually may be a shift over to Cryptlord if the current patch on the playtest realm finds its way into like the normal ladder system. With the addition of Cannibalize at the main necropolis, and giving the option for healing for ghouls early on, that is going to make a drastic enough difference that the Death Knight is not going to be the main creeping powerhouse, especially with the Death Knight not benefiting from as much movement speed from that level 2 unholy aura, which was mentioned in that previous matchup. All right, couple of ghouls trying to get away, down to 22 hit points. One more fireball would have finished it off. Archmage going to get over there, find that unit. Well, he's running a little bit too far, as Hawk finally finishes off that ghoul there. All right, units trying to make their way around again. We see a burrowed carry-on beetle sticking its head in the sand and saying, "You can't catch me." Damage is going to go after perhaps a couple of those peasants that are currently low on hit points. Meanwhile, back across here, Archmage with level 2 Brilliance Aura looking to perhaps drop in some water elementals. We are getting into some heavy harassment here. Hawk has yet tech to tier 2. Meanwhile, Vortix is already 80% or almost 80% there, as we are now looking at double water elementals pushing into the expansion here. All right, Hawk saying I too can return the favor. Let's see how much damage I can do and shut down your expansion here, as the crypt is also going to get lost, a little bit loss of production, as the Archmage, well, goes after a couple of acolytes as well. Ghouls are going to be trying to come in for the swarm. Footman now trying to reposition as well. Archmage gets impaled. Going to Staff of Teleportation. Where is it going to go? Where is it trying to run off to? That is the question. Archmage has teleported all the way to the back here, but has left behind a lot of footmen, as the water elemental may be able to get off another kill on another acolyte there. All right, one more shot on that acolyte to try to finish it off. The footmen listening to their commander a bit much, as we may see another death of an acolyte. There it goes. And, well, finally, the units are going to try and retreat. How is Vortix not making his opponent pay with multiple dead footmen? That I do not understand. And, oh, an illusionary block. Beautiful use right there by Vortix. That giant illusion trying to get in front, as we're going to see a footman get denied anyways. Archmage with Clarity Potion, with Healing Salve, dropping water elementals. Footmen are now going to be continuing that push again. There is one Nerubian tower. That is it. Necropolis trying to train up more acolytes, as in comes the pressure. Hawk following this up as well. More footmen joining in on the battle. You can see the Force Troll Shadow Priest trying to back away, down to 77 hit points. Gonna get taken down right there. More beetles gonna get added in. There goes another, as the Force Troll Berserker now trying to back up as well. Well, 5 supply instantaneous or lost already, as the ghouls are now trying to back away. Archmage gonna be brought back over, and now has enough mana for a third water elemental here, and should be bringing it into play in just a moment. Water elementals trying to fight back once more. There's that third water elemental taking on a couple of ghouls. Cryptlord sitting at level 3. Will it get to level 4? Footman gonna get taken down, but I believe by a Nerubian tower. Did get the experience right there, as gargoyles are now in the air. All right, gargoyles in the air, causing water elementals could be going after the gargoyles, instead going after that acolyte there, as the archmage does another staff of teleportation, leaving behind 2 water elementals and some footmen who really wish their commander-in-chief did not leave them high and dry. A second footman, or a third footman, lost right there, as the Crypt Lord now gets up to level 4. Coming back through, there is still 1 burrowed carrion beetle hiding off over there. It most likely will end up just getting cancelled. Water elemental quickly dropped, clarity potion was used, and the archmage now trying to create a little bit of distance. Level 4, almost level 5 on that archmage. I do not see the Altar of Darkness was actually unsummoned, so this is solo Crypt Lord play, and the Crypt Lord, if he engages right now, would get a major bonus in terms of experience, as the gargoyles going straight after those scout towers. What normally going to be a problem. We're going to see another guard tower get taken out here. The Scroll of Protection beautifully used, and this play by Vortix completely catching his opponent off guard. Normally you see, well, destroyers trying to shut down the expansion, but it takes a little bit more time, since obviously you need to get to tier 3. Also, the timing on Hawk's attack making his opponent lose a lot of mana early on in those early aggressions did have a pretty profound impact, except for now we're dealing with level 3 water elementals, as a mud golem is about to get taken down. Alright, Forest Troll Berserker, is that going to get finished off here? 1 or 2 more shots. The Ghoul trying to catch up to it, does finish it off right there. Water Elemental still dealing that damage as well, as both sides are still fighting. A little bit of swarmy action coming in from the Crypt Lord of Vortix, as we're looking at more engagement as well. Alright, Impale has not really been used that heavily, as the gargoyles are just going to town after all of these peasants right now, as the Crypt Lord may be able to summon up some more carrion beetles here. Alright, low hit point Gargoyle gonna try and back away. Is it gonna get there? Yeah, 21 hit point, able to back up, as the Crypt Lord gonna continue to summon up more. Well, the level 3 carrion beetle variety able to handle their own against those water elementals and pretty much last forever and a day. Level 5 solo play. It looks like Vortex, no, we are at keep, so both sides getting the no, not both sides. Hawk not getting the bonus experience, as Hawk does have a Mountain King alongside. There comes a Stormbolt. That's going to be the death of a Gargoyle right there, as the Water Elemental able to finish that off easily. Water Elemental still fighting their way here. More and more beetles. More and more of those units getting cleaned up, as the gargoyles look to back up. 34 supply compared to 52. Vortex with a very large lead right now. In terms of supply, he's also mining more as well. 14 gold a second compared to, well, no, never mind. I take it back. As this gets resaturated, we'll get back up to 20 gold a second here. Hawk does have the ability to rebound. The question is, will that Crypt Lord be able to carry this undead army? Coming back through, Gargoyle is going to try and surround right here. Riflemen are joining in on the fight. We're going to go straight after those scout towers. There goes a quick cancellation once more. More damage getting added in. Stormbolt finds its target. Gargoyle 2-0 upgrades. Scroll of Protection right there. Mountain King is trying to get in position. A Scroll of Healing also used, now going after those priests. The priest going to get taken down very quickly. The ghouls trying to chase after the riflemen, trying to offer a little bit of protection, as we're looking at the, well, wow, one very low hit point Gargoyle making its way back out again. All right, taking down that ground army while the gargoyles are just causing a little bit of hit and run action, and Hawk is in trouble again. 39 supply compared to 56, but Vortex is low on lumber right now, unable to train up all that much. A lot of pressure being added in onto all of those beetles here. You see a lot of low hit point water elementals, as we now the Crypt Lord is at level 6, and we are looking at, well, Locust Swarm as the ultimate ability. The Locust Swarm ability, very powerful, as it keeps that Crypt Lord alive and well, as we're looking at, well, Riflemen just falling left and right, as that Crypt Lord needs to find a way and to get some mana. There are plenty of guard towers off to the north here for Hawk. Hawk is going to be able to easily protect himself. Meanwhile, Vortex needs a plan, well, to try and close the game. Right now, he has the ultimate ability, but as that Mountain King levels up more and more, well, that I'd rather have 2 level 5 heroes than 1 level 6 hero, as those 2 heroes can work together, feed each other, and become stronger together. Or even 2 level 5 heroes compared to a level 7 or level 8 hero, depending on the items. It really will come down to exactly that. Are there obsidian statues to try and get more mana into that Crypt Lord? No, there isn't. He does use a potion of mana and now buys up a follow-up one, so we could be looking at Locust Swarm here in just a moment. Alright, ghouls going to work, trying to clear things out. We're looking at 60 over 60 supply. Additional ziggurats will be added as well, as well Vortix is lining up and preparing for his next attack. Alright, it is ghouls and gargoyles right now coming across. Crypt Lord, it should be able to, well, just represent a lot of damage and a major threat. Rifleman sitting at 47 supply compared to 60 supply, and it is going to come down to this next battle here as the water elementals and units are going to go ahead and try and engage here. Alright, there's a quick dispel magic, removing much of that. There goes the impale, and well, all of that stun across multiple riflemen. Healing wave or scroll of healing being used once again as the priests are getting taken down. Alright, Locust Swarm now being used again, and there you can see added damage, added bonus as the units are just trying to make their way through. Alright, the entire army is in trouble. Crypt Lord does also have a potion of lesser invulnerability alongside that potion of mana, and the army is now just teleported back to the other side there as those guard towers are going to get taken down. Alright, Stormbolt finding a gargoyle in the back, but it's not going to really do very much. As you can take a look, all of these peasants are just getting, well, eaten alive. Mountain King getting up to level 3, more damage getting added in as the ultimate ability has come to an end. Alright, there goes an impale instead, added more damage once more. Are we going to see 2 dead riflemen? That's really what we need to be looking at, more and more dead riflemen. Otherwise, well, Vortix could still end up losing this as the Crypt Lord gets up to level 7 with level 3 impale, and things are just adding up more. 39 supply compared to 54. However, we now have level 6 Archmage and a level 3 Mountain King as the units are backing away again. The mobility advantage of that Gargoyle army now finally negated as the Archmage, well, does not have mass teleport yet. I take it back. He went for level 3 Brilliance Aura, meaning that the Mountain King should have mana for days. Mana, alongside having that Orb of Fire, we could be looking at Bash affecting some of those gargoyles as well, as Vortix's army doesn't seem to be able to break through Hawk's defense enough to finish it off. 2-1 upgrades for Vortix. Meanwhile, 1-0 upgrades coming in from Hawk's Rifleman, as well a priest quickly getting taken down right there as the Crypt Lord are going to try and engage once more. Alright, it looks like Hawk is going to start to finally break here in just a moment. The guard towers were not enough. The Crypt Lord wants to line up a beautiful impale, but there's just not enough units to line up a beautiful impale. A weird problem to have, as we're looking at more and more beetles just popping up out of the ground to make their presence known. Rifleman getting taken down. Staff of Sanctuary trying to save some units, but even Staff of Sanctuary Micro not going to be enough here as things are getting finished up once again. Gargoyle is now going to go after those water elementals again. Ghouls trying to chase after, unable to do exactly that. Hawk going to end up losing that, losing water elemental there, and a solo Crypt Lord play gonna be enough here. Hawk unable to bounce back from this game. Massive number of gargoyles on this battlefield, making this changing this game, as the Archmage gonna get taken down. No Staff of Sanctuary on the Mountain King to save that level 6 Archmage, as the Crypt Lord gets to level 8. Ghouls and beetles gonna finish off Hawk's Town Hall here. Mountain King wants to make something happen, but in this scenario, 50 supply compared to 32, while your level 6 Archmage is getting resurrected, well, it's gonna be quite some time before you get back into this game here. Alright, Crypt Lord trying to just seal the deal here. More and more gargoyles adding on to the battlefield. Well, Mountain King takes down 1 gargoyle, only to see 3 more take its place. And this should be the end here in just a moment. Mountain King now trapped between the trees. A ghoul is going to get taken down. Yes, there goes a Dispel Magic. Mountain King trying to escape away, down to 4 hit points. Finally gets taken out, and there is the GG. Vortix, well, having a lower resource score, but actually having a lower unit score, but taking out the opponent's heroes and winning when it matters. And this actually comes as a surprise. I thought Vortix would have the higher unit score. He trained more. He had a larger army more often, but it was the fact, yeah, units produced, units killed. Hawk actually killed more units. Units produced, a lot of them were beetles and skeletal minions that inflated, or well, that were easy to take out once Hawk was able to get that dispel magic from those priests, catching human off guard with mass gargoyles, especially even though he had level 4 archmage with water elementals. That was I don't know if that was Vortix's plan to make him feel like, you know what, you don't have to do anything about my gargoyles. You have water elementals already, only to see triple crypt as those gargoyles were coming in threes, and able to do so much damage. Also, question: when do you go for low upkeep, high upkeep? Do you need to scout the opponent for that? You want to make sure that you have no other places that you can really spend your gold before you try to go into low upkeep. Generally, you'll start seeing players picking up useful items, scrolls of healings, potions of lesser invulnerabilities, before they engage in a battle. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get things. You're trying to prepare your army and your heroes so that when you are finally forced to go into low upkeep, or if your opponent goes into low upkeep and you stay in no upkeep, your army plus your items is enough to balance against your opponent, and because of that long drawn out battle, you end up 3 gold a second over your opponent. Scouting your opponent, knowing if it's one base played versus one base play. Generally, it takes longer to go into low upkeep, obviously. If you are running on 2 bases, you have additional workers, and you generally want to go into low upkeep first. It doesn't hurt you nearly as much going into low upkeep, and when your opponent is attacking you, you want to make sure that you have enough units to defend and hold on. It's one of those situations where if the game goes long, you have the advantage because you're mining more gold a second over your opponent. That's really how I do that. If you're noob, just play on low, because staying in no upkeep is hard. Staying in no upkeep is hard. If you are in no upkeep, that means that you are trying to use every unit to its fullest. You're trying to make sure that every unit is being maximized. Generally, a larger army is more difficult to control, but you're hoping that the size of your army is really what pulls you through. This isn't StarCraft 2, where you can have your entire army on one hotkey and then just attack move with it and simply have a 200 supply just roll over your opponent. That's the major difference right there. And one of the things that I like about WarCraft 3 and the original StarCraft Brood War as real-time strategy games, the control of your units is just as important, if not more important, than actually building your army. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.